Shade the models to compare the fractions. So I'm going to start by shading 2/8. Shade, shade, shade. And now I'm going to shade 2/3. Shade, shade, shade. It says, which is larger, 2/3 or 2/8? Why? Use words to explain. So I would say that 2/3 is greater than or larger than 2/8. Then I would use that magic word because to explain our thinking. Now I'm not going to draw out all my writing because look how slow it's taking me to write because. But I will say that 2/3 is greater than 2/8 because the bigger the denominator, the smaller the piece. And this means that the eighths, those equal pieces, are smaller than the pieces of the thirds that both holes have been split into. So notice how the holes are the same size, but they've been split into different sized pieces. The eighths are smaller, so 2 of them is not the same as 2/3, and it is indeed smaller, and you can see this in the model that we shaded above. So going on to the next page, we can do this for ourselves to compare other fractions like 3/7 and 3/4. And I'm actually going to start by writing them in fraction form to give myself kind of a visual reminder of what I'm talking about. And we're going to make sure that we circle the smaller fraction when we're all done. So I'm going to draw my whole first. And I'm actually going to draw it for both models because I want it to be as close to equal as I possibly can because we're comparing equal wholes that have been split into different sized parts. Let me say that again. We're splitting equal sized wholes. So these wholes are being split into different sized parts. And that's what the fraction tells us, how many parts make up the whole. So 7 parts make up the whole in this diagram. So 1, 2, I draw 6 lines to make 7 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts. I'm going to shade in 3 of them. And this whole has been split into 4 parts. So I'm going to draw 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm still going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. Then I'm still going to shade in 3/4 of that. And even just looking at our new models that we've drawn, we can see that 3/7 is the smaller fraction. Lesson 29, exit ticket, is our last exit ticket for mission 5. So once we are done with this, you have successfully completed the mission 5 lessons. Congratulations. Let's get right to it. So it says complete the number sentence by writing greater than, less than, or equal to. So we're comparing 3/5 compared to 3/9. Okay, thinking about my little fraction mantra when comparing fractions, the bigger the denominator, the smaller the piece. So I'm going to say that 3/5 is going to be greater than 3/9. And now number 2 says draw 2 number lines with the endpoints 0 and 1 to show each fraction in problem 1. Use the number lines to explain how you know your comparison in problem 1 is correct. So now I get to show my work, and it's the greatest thing I can do as a mathematician is to show my work and explain my thinking so that other mathematicians can work with me to either gain understanding, a new way of thinking about it, or to help me clarify my understanding by thinking about it in a different way or using different words. So I'm going to start here with my 3/5, and I'm going to split this into fifths by drawing 4 lines because we're talking about these pieces in between. And I'm actually just going to make it real thick up to 3/5. Okay. because this right here is 3/5. Perfect. Okay, and now in this number line, I'm going to split it into ninths. So I need to draw 8 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to get those same equal pieces. And look, my number lines are the same size, so I haven't changed the size of the whole, just the size of the part that we've split it into. And I need to shade 3 now. 1 ninth, 2 ninths. So here is 3 ninths. And looking at my picture, I can see that 3/5 is indeed greater than 3 ninths. It is closer to the whole than 3 ninths is. 3 ninths is much closer to 0. Let's see what number 3 has in store for us. Okay, some extra workspace. And that's it, friends. We're all done. Congratulations. You have successfully completed Grade 3 Mission 5, Fractions as Numbers. Zearned it!